Hey everybody. So here is our lesson regarding, move myself over in the corner better here. Here's our lesson regarding recognizing a function. Now, linear equations or equations in general are directly related to functions. And as we go through, you will see that a lot of these are crossover from previous lessons. And then they'll move forward in 9th grade, 10th grade into equations that have parabolas and all kinds of other shapes that are not linear, not lines. But we want to focus first on what is a function, okay? Now, a relation is any set of ordered pairs. So coordinate pairs that we've done, that's a relation. A mapping diagram, which I'm about to show you an example of, links input values to output values. Now let's think about the idea of input and output. Okay, if I put cake mix that I mixed up into my oven for the correct amount of time, when I pull it out, I have a cake that can be cut and eaten. Okay, if I put good thoughts and good choices into my brain, the output is typically better mental health, happiness. Okay, so input output is something that we are familiar with. Now, typically, input is X, output is Y. And we will continue to look at that through this entire topic as well. Now for topic 7, we're just going to do 3 lessons. And then in semester 2, we're going to do 3 lessons of topic 8. And that's going to be combined into one function unit. So here's what we want to look at. This idea of mapping diagrams. So here's an example of function. I'm going to have input. And please be writing this down, which is usually shown by X. Okay. And I'm going to have output, which is usually shown by Y. And I'm just making a table. If my input is -2, okay, my output is 3. My input is -1, my output is 2. My input is 0, my output is 1. My input is 1, my output is 0. Okay? Every single input, okay, has a unique output. Okay? Every single input has a unique output. Now, I do not know what rule is, or what mathematical thing is changing these numbers, but I know that this is the input and this is the output that I get out. Now, if it was not a function, again, input, output, and yes, I want you to write this in. Okay. Input is 1, but I get out an output of -1, and then the next time I get in an output of 1. Okay, my input is 4. I get an input, or an output, of 2. Next time, -2. Okay, these outputs are not unique to each input. Okay? So if you put something in, you should get a unique answer. Okay? If that doesn't happen, it is not a function. Mr. Vollmer taught me a great analogy to go with this. I have 162 students. You each have your own unique birthday. The truth is, more than one person could have the same birthday. But you only get to have one. So the input only gets to have one output. And I'm going to give you another example of that in a second. Okay. Now, the other way we can see if something is a function is called the vertical line test. If we have a graph, this only works if we have a graph. The vertical line, and in this printout it's shown as a dotted line, if a line that I draw across it, or a vertical line that I draw at any point, only touches one spot on the graph at a time, it is a function. If, like here, it touches 2 spots on the line or more, it is not a function. Okay? So it doesn't matter what the shape is. It can have curves. It can be straight. If it only touches one spot, it's a function. If it touches multiple spots on the graph, it is not a function. And that is a really good rule for when we have a shape. Now, I want to give you one more example. Okay? So I'm going to go to my left page. Okay, and if you're in my class, you know that we use left page for a lot of examples. Okay, and I'm just going to give you some examples. So if in my table, 1 turns into 2, and this could be a mapping diagram where I'm drawing that the input goes to the output. Okay, 4. They don't even have to be in order. Often they are because it's very organized. Okay. That is a function. Okay. Not a function. One. Same input, different outputs. Not a function. If the same input is giving me different functions, that's not an output, okay? Because these two are giving me 2 different things. Now, what about this one? This is a big question that often comes up. Okay, 1 has an output of 2. 2 has an output of 4 or 6. Okay, that can't be a function because the same thing can't have 2 different outputs. Okay, so I'm going to fix this one for our purposes. Now, yeah. Now look at this one. 3 has an output of 2. So does 1. It is still a function. 1 and 3 can have the same output, but an input can't have different outputs. And that's where the kind of the birthday analogy comes in. Okay? Bob and Joe can have the same birthday. Okay? But Stephen cannot have 2 different birthdays. Okay, that doesn't work. Stephen has to have the same birthday for it to be a function. Okay, Stephen has to have the same birthday for it to be a function. But Bob and Joe can share a birthday. Okay, so hopefully that makes a little bit of sense. I want you to try with your try problems. I want you to try again in class, and that will make even more sense for you. Have a great day.